Very, very special evening here. Tonight we are going to start a new sketchbook. Not like a watercolor sketchbook where you just do it occasionally. This is giving birth to a sketchbook that you will keep with you and cherish and carry around everywhere you go. This is the daily sketchbook. So they have these at the Getty, and I really like them. They feel good, and they're kind of rough. I love Van Gogh's the brush strokes. I love the textures and the color. But it's not like I'm like walking around going Van Gogh, Van Gogh, Van Gogh. But in this case, it's a Van Gogh sketchbook, and it's made by Paper Blank, which is my favorite sketchbooks. I'm kind of obsessed with them. And you have to make sure you can see that they're unlined. Okay. So I have the sketchbook, and what I've done is I've added in the back some tone paper. These little pockets, they're really cool because you can put tone paper in there, so you can, work with white chalk and tone. So that's fun. And I've got a lot you can put in there, so I'll leave this one out. But they're really fun. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to embark on the sketchbook prayer. Because if you mess up on the first page, we're going to have trouble for the entire life of the sketchbook. So we start a few pages in, so that if it's bad, well, it's already in the sketchbook. And then the last 3 pages or so we leave alone, because if you do a really good drawing, it might as well be in the next sketchbook. But the inside of the sketchbook is a complete, it's a journey. And again, there's a difference between a sketchbook that you use occasionally and then the ones that are with you wherever you go. And this is one of the ones that would be in my bag forever, until it's done. I'll just shove it on the shelf at the school and let the kids look at it. So I think the first thing we need to do is, it's a Jewish sketchbook, so we need to embark on the prayer. So, Baruch atah Adonai Almighty, hello Almighty, blessed art thou. And then may the sketchbook be with us and take us on a journey. May it be within health and happiness and bring joy to others. And then because it's a little boy sketchbook, we need to, I'm still recovering. So what we'll do is we'll take little scissors and we'll cut off just a little tiny tip. There you go. There you go. So now we got that little tip. And then we'll save it. Oh, where'd it go? It's around here somewhere. We'll find it. Oop, there it is. So we'll find the little tip, and then we'll just put it in the back, and that's where it'll stay. And we just gave our sketchbook a little brisk. Oh, it's kind of fun being a mohel. Mohel is the rabbi who performs the brisk. So we have cut off the tip of the little tip of the sketchbook. I was at a bris once, and I asked the rabbi, "What do you do with the little foreskin that you cut off?" And the rabbi said, "We bury it under a tree." And I go, "Oh. Well, a little tree?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, if you stroke the little tree, 4 or 5 times, does it turn into a redwood?" And he didn't talk to me the rest of the time. So now that the sketchbook's done, you see the first pages are done. And then the second page we're skipping. And then, oh, there's the first drawing, you see. So that one's done. And done. Okay. So leave these here. We'll leave those blank. And we'll go to the next one. We'll come back later. Now here, this is what's called a center spread. This is where the 2 signatures come together. So we'll leave that alone, because this is where we might, you might do like a long landscape or something. Go to the next one. And I thought we'd do a Rubens. And we'll be doing different things, but as you can tell, I'm a kind of a Renaissance guy. So this is it's like a typical Rubens. It's really funny. It's like, you think we're bad. I mean, just about every painting has the same freaking pose in it. There's a fountain pen. There's a bunch of them right here. became obsessed with fountain pens at one point in my life, and I would save up for them. And I would save up for probably 6 months, then go buy a fountain pen, and man, that's a rush. Okay, so I'll start with the shoulder. We want to go for the total. So I'm really going to push it over here. So I should have used that other page. Still going to be off the page. Let's see. It could be. I'm going to go like that. So she's got this leg here. This foot's going to be here. I'm going to go here. There we go. And then we're going to push the rib cage this way. Whatever you have to do, just put a mark down so you get an idea what you're doing. I'm probably the first person in the history of art training that circumcised a sketchbook. But it's funny. You gotta admit that's funny, okay? If you don't think that's funny, you're definitely with the wrong teacher. Okay, but you know, I gotta think of these things. It's, you know, it's not always easy. All right, let's see. I'm gonna have her lean on the, well, typical Rubens. I'll have her leaning and then bring this back. So love opposites. There we go. Okay, now we turn the pen, and you can get in there and start having some fun. Get that scapula really pushing out. Jeffrey Dahmer Training Manual and Cookbook. This is your sternum. So we have what we call Rubenesque, and that just means they're got some weight to them. So it's going to pull this way. So think of the anatomy as just drapery. Uses origin insertion. So this couple, the husband and wife, and the husband was a rabbi and a pediatrician. That's usually the two. The Moyles are usually pediatricians that also do circumcisions, and they're good at it, you know. So this guy was a Moyle for years and years and years, and what he did was he saved every foreskin, and he sewed every foreskin into a little coin purse. And he, you know, it was real important to him. So he was going on vacation, so he asked his brother-in-law if, you know, they'd keep an eye on it for him, if they can bring it to the house. You know, God forbid somebody breaks in, you know, this takes a lifetime to get that little purse. So they go on this really nice vacation, and they get back, and he, you know, goes to his brother and says, you know, can I have my little coin purse back? And the brother-in-law said, no, I can't give it to you. He goes, no, you don't understand. It's mine. I just let you, you know, watch it. He goes, I can't give it to you. He goes, why? He says, your sister won't give it up. He goes, why? He goes, she loves it. Oh, of course. No, I'm serious. Like, every time she strokes it, 4 or 5 times, it turns into a whole set of suitcases. Boom, 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 boom. Moyle jokes, you know, it's a, you know, Jewish thing. Okay, here we go. So it's a Moyle joke. All right, so we're going to go this way. Boom, rhythm. I really like having the head kind of buried in the arm. Doesn't mean I can't, draw heads. I mean, we're going to be we've drawn a lot of them, do a lot more, but it's just fun. So we're going to put the hand here under the chest. That's a little story. Remember, we exist to tell stories. Okay, and then this leg was going way down here. Now, the question is, do we want to put a wash on there? We can. See what happens. I got these cheap brushes today. I've been dying to use them. Got these for $1. I'm telling you, it's getting really weird because I have so many expensive brushes, but I'm really having fun. These like toys. See how it takes it. This feels pretty good. It's wild. There we go. So the paper's grabbing the ink, so this isn't really the wash. So I know now that I can really control the washes with this. All right. So we say, welcome to the world, new sketchbook. See you in a while.